I know Shadsauce11 and M-Skull already did a commentary on this video, but I have no freaking material to work on, so the hell with looking for fresh meat. I'm scavenging for leftovers.
Hey everybody, the Rose here with a commentary for you. I haven't done one of these in a while. This one is on the IGN game review of Sonic Generations. This has been covered a few times already, I know, in some commentaries. More notably by Lucario Trainer 16, whom Ratsutsu Rises said he was bitching about this review. Well, in my opinion, he had every right to.
So, despite the fact that IGN gave a Sonic game a good review, people should still bitch at them according to what you think? Hell, they even gave it editor's choice, yet you and Lucario Trainer are still whining like little bitches just because they didn't give it a perfect score. Yeah, you can say you weren't, but I know that's the reason why. Let me put it like this. You guys love to bash IGN for being biased towards Sonic games. Well, in the scenario where they would do nothing but dick suck Sonic, saying everything in the game is perfect and can ignore some of the issues that the game has, that would be a form of bias because they're just following a crowd and not truly expressing an opinion of their own. They're just jumping on a bandwagon. So in short terms, even if they did nothing but praise this game, there would still be some bias in the review, but you wouldn't care considering they're praising a Sonic game, which you wanted to be praised. So not only would IGN be biased, but so would you.
And well, let's begin, shall we?
Is it safe to say Sonic is good again? Seems like the last 2 years have seen numerous fun titles starring the Hedgehog. It's almost enough to make you forget about Werehogs and that time Sonic tried LARPing. He's like the Mickey Rourke of video games. Sure, it looked like he was totally dead for a while, but now he's back, and we're ready to love him again.
So basically you're saying it's time to start loving Sonic again because Sega made a few decent Sonic games. What if the next one sucks? Will it be time to start hating him some more? And while I'm at it, what is LARPing?
LARPing. Live action role playing. And also, that's not what he stated. He stated that Sonic may have been a little shaky, but now it seems the industry just calmed down and gotten things together. But of course, due to your bias towards IGN, I wouldn't be surprised you try to take what he say out of context. No wonder it feels like nearly every other commentary on IGN I've seen.
So how does Sega explain two Sonics? With time paradoxes, of course. A big purple monster thing steals all of Sonic's friends and dumps him into Limbo, where he meets his past self.
You forgot to mention that.
I censored that bit out because those are spoilers that occur at the end of the game. When making a review, the target demographic are those who might be interested in the game. You don't want to spoil the game for someone who hasn't played it yet because then there would be no point in getting the game. I mean, it's like someone making a review on Space Odyssey and the reviewer says, "The guy turned into a space fetus." My god, I've only made one video game review and I know more about this shit than you do.
In order to restore time and space, the Sonics have to relive moments from their past and run really fast because that fixes time somehow.
You know, I didn't understand that part much either.
It all felt the need to add something like this because everyone must know. My arguments are so totally relevant.
I don't want to spoil the story too much, but if you ever thought, I wish my Sonic game had 100% more Tails the Fox in it, then you're in luck.
Mentioning the fact that there are two Tails characters in this game is pretty pointless, because you can't play as him, and it has really nothing to do with this review.
Oh, what? So the reviewer can't plug in a little shout out to the fans of Tails the Fox? For shame on you, IGN. Also, isn't it ironic that you rag on IGN and how they made a pointless statement, yet your last argument was a pointless statement? Wrap your head around that one, folks.
Everything in Sonic Generations looks good while you're in motion. Like a racing game, it's designed to be sped past quickly.
Hold the phone, people. Since when the hell is Sonic a racing game? Last time I remember playing a Sonic racing game was Sonic R, and that was 15 or so years ago.
He said like a racing game. You see this? Yeah, I think you need one. Also, being nitpicky here, but last time I checked, there are racing challenges in Generations, so couldn't you technically say there's a racing genre flavor in Generations? Also, Sonic R is the most recent Sonic racer on foot. Sonic rivals anyone? I mean, just saying.
The layered backgrounds and vistas are nice, but this isn't a game to stop and admire the textures. And if you love Sonic's modern, vocal-fueled soundtrack, why?
Because it's hardcore!
Game's iconic tracks are awesome, but I'm most grateful that the game lets you change songs in the levels. There are only so many times you can hear City Escape before you want to kill yourself.
You say we can change the songs before or in each stage, but yet then you say we can only hear City Escape so many times before we want to kill ourselves. You know, some of us actually like the music in the game. Like, I'm actually fairly satisfied with some of the music in the game. So I believe you just contradicted yourself by saying you're thankful you can change the music in each stage and then go saying that you basically hate one of the tracks. If you don't like it, change it.
Excuse me, sir, have you forgot to read your dictionary lately? He never contradicted himself. He just brought up that there's so many times that you can hear a song in a stage that you'd want to kill yourself, so you can change the music. Tell me, do you find a contradiction from someone asking would you like ketchup or mustard?
Every major stage in Sonic Generations has two acts: classic, side-scrolling Sonic, and modern 3D homing attack Sonic. The platforming and the more modern, almost racing game levels fit together nicely.
Again, Sonic is not a racing game. It's a platformer. Get it right.
Though there are still the occasional
screw
moments
it,
of
too
clunky
easy.
controls that can stop the action dead.
Oh, right, because you as the player making stupid mistakes gives you the excuse to say that this game has poor controls. I call bullshit.
You know what I find funny? No, not this commentary. This commentary's dreadful. This is how it goes down. Someone talks about control in a video game review. Someone asks for either elaboration or proof. Yet when they do show proof, they're judged for sucking at the game. So this is the layout. If you have no elaboration about video game controls, then your review is poorly constructed. But when you do have elaboration, and even visual proof, you're labeled as a noob. And you want to say IGN is full of contradiction and bullshit?
What's great is that every level is a recreation of a level from a previous game. It's what makes this whole game so cool. And of course there are boss battles. You'll fight familiar bosses and rivals like Perfect Chaos and Metal Sonic. They're fun, but they feel a bit lackluster compared to boss battles of the past, and the overall epicness of the game. There are also challenge missions for each world that mix up the gameplay. Most are cool, but a few of them, usually the ones starring Sonic's dumb friends, are annoying. Thankfully, they're almost completely optional, so you can just play the good ones.
Sonic's stupid friends, huh? Just when I thought you were going good.
Going
Well,
good?
unless you consider
Fucking hell,
Sonic,
you've been
Knuckles,
bitching at them throughout this
Stupid,
entire commentary.
Shadow,
When did you think they were
Silver,
going good?
Blaze in them. Well, personally, I don't really care much for Cream Want, but seriously, the rest of them are pretty damn cool, so don't go and say they're stupid. And no, they're not completely optional, you dumbass. If you're an achievement hunter like a lot of people are, you have to do them all.
Oh yes, you can't hate these Sonic characters because I say so. I am the genius. Also, how are they not optional when you said yourself the only reason you need to do all of them is if you're an achievement hunter? So if you're not an achievement hunter, they're completely optional. You're pulling out contradiction after contradiction and you don't even know it. Yet you call IGN dumbasses. Sir, the mayor is down the hall. Go look into it and try saying that line again. You might say something bizarre.
Sonic Generations is a love letter to the Blue Blur, a Sonic game for Sonic fans. It seems like Team Sonic finally listened to the fanbase and took everything that didn't suck about the last 2 decades of Sonic and put it in one game. The levels are great, the action is mostly tight, and the nostalgia is at its max. For more on Sonic Generations, spin dash to IGN.com.
So, these are your bullet points to summarize your review, huh? Alright, let's go down the list here. First of all, 2 Sonics. Really? You're making that a bullet point? Seriously? We've known that since the game was teased about a year ago.
IGN,
The
what
next
did
one,
we
great
retards
levels,
tell you
sometimes
about making
clunky.
jokes?
It
You
has
know
to
we
be
think
that.
you're
Levels are
100%
amazing. I
serious
love
all
them
the
so
bloody
much.
time.
Sometimes clunky, yes. I have encountered a few glitches in this game which have kind of pissed me off. A couple quirky camera moments, that's kind of usual with the 3D Sonic, of course. And a glitch where Sonic was running backwards in the final battle against Time Eater. Yeah, that's kind of strange.
Hold it! Didn't you accuse the guy for sucking at the game on purpose when talking about clunky controls? Yet, now you're agreeing with him? Lucario Trainer, who did you sleep with to produce this demon baby?
Next, few boss fights. Really? I don't know. This game has 6, 7 of them? 7? Yeah, 7. And that's more than Sonic 1.
Ooh, yay. One more boss battle from the original Sonic the Hedgehog makes such a fucking difference!
Hell, if you break apart Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles, this game has more than those games also.
No, it fucking doesn't. Sonic 3 had so many boss fights you could rape a bitch with them. They had a mini-boss after every Act 1, and a regular boss after every second act, and even had a final boss too. So in total, that's 15 bosses. Where did you learn how to do math? And more importantly, what are you smoking? Because I want some.
And it also has more boss fights than Sonic 4. Gee, man, you really don't think before you speak, do you?
Hi, Pot. This is the Kettle. Why did you call him Black?
Here. Personally, Mr. IGN Reviewer, you failed to mention a lot of things about this game. You failed to mention about being able to play Sonic 1 on this game. You failed to mention about being able to unlock the older music in the game throughout various Sonic games. You failed to mention anything about Sonic's big variety of skills he has in this game. You failed to mention being able to unlock artwork and videos in this game and whatnot. You failed to mention that you can play as Super Sonic again in this game.
Actually, they do mention things like unlockables in the written review. Yeah, you know how some Sonic fans say that it's unfair for them to bash Sonic Unleashed for only playing the first few levels? It's also unfair to bash IGN just solely on what was in their video review.
You know, this to me is a piss-poor, half-assed, sorry excuse for a game review,
and this was a half-assed commentary made by a guy with the mental capacity of some retard who works at Game Informer. Speaking of which, why not go after them? They gave the game a 6.75 just because modern Sonic gave them bad memories.
Learn how to think before you speak, and learn how to review a game the right way, and cover pretty much all the aspects of the game, you know, to do it right.
Because if we want our fixes on how to make a video game review, we should go to a guy who has no fucking clue how to do a video game review. Sir, your stupidity amazes me. You can't cover every aspect to a game in a review. They can only say so much to a limit so they don't spoil the game for people who haven't played it yet. Which is something you still fail to realize. Their target demographic are those who haven't played the game yet. I mean, according to your logic, if he explained unlockables, that still wouldn't be enough because he didn't show how to get the unlockables. Then he'd have to go back and show how to get the unlockables. That still wouldn't be enough though because he didn't show the fastest or slowest routes. Then he'd have to keep going back further and further until they're making a freaking walkthrough of the game. This is a review. Walkthroughs are for those who want to know how to complete a certain portion of the game. This is IGN. This is not Brain Scratch Comms. They're the ones doing a walkthrough on this game. Go to them if you want your detail. Like, if you want to know how to get past the water hazard portion in Half-Life 2, you'd look up a walkthrough, not a game review. Again, I've made only one video game review and I know more about this shit than you do.
Because otherwise you're gonna make yourself out to be a jackass like you just did. Well, that's the end of this video. I am the Rose saying see ya. Till next time, please comment, rate, and subscribe. Peace.
If your other videos are just as bad as this one, I don't want to subscribe. Adios, mind slaves.
You stupid, ignorant son of a bitch, dumb bastard! Jesus Christ, I've met some dumb bastards in my time, but you outdo them all. Get over there!